Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I'll be doing a study of these step lines using geometry nodes. So this is an example from Benny Govertz, and this is using ETK line from Erin. This is actually quite an interesting line, kind of like an extension of line node. But you can see the setup is really simple. It's using this attribute map range, and it's kind of mapping lines in a clever way, so you can have this step result. It's quite interesting. So I decided to kind of try this. So let's delete everything except the default cube. We're gonna use this, hit tab, delete everything, so we have nothing, just a container. So I'm gonna turn on geometry nodes, and I will create a line node. And so we have just a line, and I will open up attribute spreadsheet. So we can see line is made up, this is the default line, 10 points. This is all the XYZ of the points. This thing that's growing in numbers, that's the position Z going up. So that's useful. Actually, we need some kind of ways to get the index. So I'll call this line step file, save as step. So let's actually separate that as an index. Separate attribute, separate XYZ, get the position, and with this result we can call it index. Index start with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we will probably never gonna change the line except for the count. So this is the number of points, and so we get the index now. It's a separate attributes, and let's use attribute map range. Attribute map range, okay. So this guy can work as a float or as a vector. Let's just use float. And from Benny's example, what's interesting here is there's this from minimum and from maximum, and to minimum and maximum. So we are mapping the range of number. This seems like the reverse. So imagine, I think if the line goes up, we kind of want to make another line that goes down, and so in a way to create a step. I think that's really what's going on. So the way he do it here, he's using the vector. Okay, vector is index that has been subtracted by 1. I will just use the index in this case. And he uses step linear. Okay, this is important, step linear. So right away you can see the index value is changing. Let's invert this. So now we have to invert the clamp. It's gonna cut the value, but we don't need to use that for now. Now let's use the attribute mix. Attribute mix is actually really interesting. If you use animation nodes, attribute mix is almost like an animation way to create an animations where you can have this factor. You have two values and you want to mix the two, basically. So position mixed with the index, result is position. So things will start to get interesting soon. Okay, in this case, it's mixing with positions and just a vector. Okay. While the factor is the index. This is where things kind of gets interesting. So I'm not seeing anything yet. I think maybe I need to transform these lines. Okay, apparently we are doing it in the y-axis, that's why. Okay. Step 4. And we don't need to see these scribbles. Get rid of the scribbles. These annotations is almost hidden. I can do this in the x-axis actually, so it's probably easier. Look at it from the front view. So if I'm playing with the numbers in the x-axis, watch the index, how it's affecting this line. So the step, controlling the step. All right. So this is this. So we have also the scale. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, this is okay. The counts definitely did something here. Scale also. I have a completed version of this. Maybe we can compare the two. So append. So this is the nice thing about geometry nodes. We can compare which one is the one that's working. We can pin it, and we can pin also this one. So what's actually going on? So this is the one we have. This is the correct version, so it's making a step. Let's reduce the number here to 20 so we can also compare. So this was indeed need to be scaled. Positions become index. All right. Float. Okay, apparently this is not, this is what I keep making mistake. It's not mix. This is actually need to be add. Step linear, all right. I think we are getting there. I think I actually scaled the other one. Okay, no. At this point, the spreadsheet is probably interesting if you look at the pattern, how the position index and the position XYZ is affecting each other. Yeah, so the stairs, to make like a perfect stairs, you definitely don't want to have the angle, so it's just a matter of adjusting this, I think. Still, I found it pretty strange that this actually can work to make like a step lines. So from here you can actually create another transform and then offset it or something, and then you can use screw or revolve. This is where things become useful, and you just ensure which one is front face and the back face. Always think of that. Okay, so we got something that's Benny shown us, even though it's kind of reversed. Yeah, this is interesting. So this one is going to be flipped. So we probably need to flip the normal or something. Yeah, you can flip the normal over here. So no problem there. But yeah, this is how you create the stairs using attribute map range and this attribute mix. I think this one is also doing the job, mixing the index and the position, the original positions and the index. Right, this is interesting, right? But Benny actually gave me another setup. So this one is more elaborate. Same ideas. Maybe I'm probably not gonna give you away this one, but this one is using texture map, and there's also, so there's a step linear and add using the texture. There's another step linear and attribute mix, also add. So it's using add to create this kind of structure. I don't know, it's like a rocket or lightsabers. So if we have big value, it becomes step. If it's not big value, it's not step. We have control over the length. We can move the texture to add variations, radius, and it's clean lines that you screw and revolve to create something like this. The whole setup looks a bit like this. So let me try to understand this. The same kind of thing. Step, this one, you see this number 0 to 1, 1 to 0, so that's like flipping the value, and there's a step, and then there's this adding the texture. So I don't know how it's working exactly. this line is to get the index, divide this. There's this scale that's also kind of interesting. You need to scale the line. So anyway, there's also something that I tried myself earlier. Similar thing with step. So of course here I made a mistake. Instead of using add, I'm using mix. Should be add. Yeah, I'll just give you the node 3 of this. Same setup. Okay, yeah. File, save. Line step. Okay, so that's basically, this is how it started. If you found something like this on the internet, someone posts something cool with node 3, and you want to understand how to create this, try to think what's going on and try to recreate the node 3, and you will eventually understand how it works, and you can use it. You can use these components in your other procedural node 3 creation using geometry nodes in Blender. All right. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.